Alright, Joe here. Welcome back to We Need to Talk. Of course, this is the show that looks at football on the internet over the past 7 days. 7 days that's seen Roy Keane admitting that he loved a beer after winning a league title.
I was fortunate to play in some good teams when you'd won the league with a few games to go and you do switch off. You'd end up in the pub for a week or two and you're trying to get back into the swing of things.
Jurgen Klopp not happy after losing 4-0 to Man City.
Why you ask me if we had decent chances?
No, do you think you had decent chances at 0-0?
We had moments. But you watch a game completely calm. Why you ask me if we had decent chances? It makes no sense, this question. If we have decent chances, ask me about them.
And Jamie Redknapp not happy about VAR.
This is one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. I could honestly say, since VAR got introduced, I get the letter of the law, but we have to show common sense.
Anyway, today we need to talk about Jose Mourinho. We're talking about Jose Mourinho today because last night I saw hashtag Jose out trending on Twitter after just 7 months of Mourinho ball at Tottenham. Now, obviously, last night was a pretty horrific result against Sheffield United. To lose 3-1 to a team that have been, quite frankly, appalling after the restart is not good enough. And I mean, sure, the VAR decision was, quite frankly, in the words of Jamie Redknapp, one of the worst of all time, and it might have affected the result, but Spurs still shipped 2 shocking goals. But where has it all gone wrong for Tottenham Hotspur under Jose? Because it sure as feels a long time since this.
Last night I heard a lot of people talking in regards to the sacking of Pochettino. But this morning, energy, Mourinho, hello, welcome.
Come the end of the season, Spurs now, surely they're going to miss out on Champions League football for the first time since 2014-15. I mean, looking at the table here, even the Europa League looks a bit of a stretch. They're currently 9th in the table. They're just 3 points clear of Newcastle under Steve Bruce in 14th. Now, I'm sure Tottenham fans are going to be pretty split on this one. Some are going to say it's all to do with Jose. Some are going to say it's nothing to do with Jose. They're all going to be united that they need more investment. But what are the problems under the second highest paid manager in the league? He's earning £15 million a season. Well, today I'm going to try and find out with the help of the biggest Tottenham fan I know, Sonny Kirk Snelling.
Basically, the Mourinho circus seems to already have arrived at Tottenham, and the problems have been obvious for a while.
Well, let's start at the back, because historically, Jose Mourinho has been known as a defensive stalwart, a man who can build impenetrable defences and park buses wherever he wants. That narrative kind of seems to have melted away now. It feels a long time since I watched a Jose Mourinho defence that was truly coherent. This Spurs team have kept 4 clean sheets. 4 clean sheets in 28 games under him. Now, some fans, obviously, they're going to blame the personnel. I mean, Jan Vertonghen seems to have aged about 10 years in the last 2 seasons.
The contract situation with him is up in the air. I mean, he's one of the longest serving players next to Lloris at the club. But then Mourinho brings him on for Ben Davies when we're 3-0 down.
Toby Alderweireld, who signed a fairly unusually long deal given that he's got terrible injury record and he's 30 years old, can't get a start after the restart of football.
I can't really get my head around that. I thought he was a favourite under Mourinho as well because he wanted to sign him at United.
Eric Dyer, who's actually looked alright at centre-back, I guess. He's out of contract next season, and I'm pretty sure Spurs fans don't see him as the long-term centre-half. Davinson Sanchez still looks a little bit shaky, and I mean, the less said about Serge Aurier, the better.
I just don't get him. He might be one of the worst fullbacks to grace the Premier League. I mean, he seems like a nice bloke, don't get me wrong.
But the defensive system as a whole seems a little bit messy. I mean, the numbers are really quite ugly. They've got the 6th worst expected goals against in the entire league. That's worse than Watford, Brighton and Palace. And when I was watching them against Sheffield United last night, I couldn't pick out one positive, really. It just seemed a total shit show.
That whole back line needs to be ripped to shreds. I mean, it's worrying how much that's going to cost.
And as bad as that defence is, the system as a whole, it just feels totally incoherent. And as a Manchester United fan, I can really relate to what Tottenham fans are seeing out there. I don't know what is happening on the pitch. And surely this has to lie at Jose Mourinho's door. You know, I can't tell you what Spurs are, just like I couldn't have told you what Man United are. Are they an attacking team? Are they a pressing team? Are they a counter-attacking team? Are they a deep blocking team? I don't really know.
Mourinho's tactics maybe don't work for this Tottenham team now. Maybe Mourinho is outdated in his approach.
I mean, possession is down 10% under Mourinho. Poch was averaging close to 60. Jose has yet to scrape 50% on average. He's just at 49. Shots are down under Mourinho as well, from 15.7 under Poch, pretty solid numbers, to just 11.8 under Mourinho. That is shockingly low.
Mourinho has brought this circus now of he's more interested in metaphors in his press conferences than outlining a tactical way to see out a game or approach a team like Sheffield United.
So yeah, I just don't really understand how they're trying to play. I mean, yesterday's team was actually quite attacking, wasn't it? Lo Celso, Kane, Son, Bergwijn, Lucas. They mustered 2 shots on target. I mean, obviously Jose wasn't happy.
If you see Sissoko, Lo Celso, and then the other 4 attacking players, is really a team that wants to be very, very offensive and very aggressive. And for a long period of the match, we had the ball, we moved the ball, but not aggressive enough to create enough chances to win the game.
Another part of this systematic problem seems to be Tanguy Ndombele. I mean, his treatment for me has been fairly odd. He is a potential future superstar, and it definitely feels akin to things that have happened in the past.
And it's going to be a Pogba situation, it's going to be a Kevin De Bruyne situation with Mourinho, it's going to be a Salah situation. I can only see that happening. He'll go to someone like City and be a great player. And that's not good enough in my book. He should be a good player at us.
The mentality of this Tottenham squad is something that Jose's spoken about a lot as well, that they don't have the motivation to go out and win these big games, and it's something he was speaking about yet again last night.
Clearly, if these boys don't care about results and don't care about the position we finish in the end of the season, then we would be in big trouble for the future. So I hope that they care and they fight for the best position in the table until the end of the season.
And it's not the first time Jose Mourinho has blamed players' mentality. It's certainly something he did at Manchester United an awful lot. And I look at this Tottenham team and people will say, you know, they're short on leaders. Are they? They've got the French captain, Hugo Lloris, they've got the Belgian captain, Wntt, and they've got the England captain, Harry Kane. So it feels like they've actually got leaders all the way through the spine of the team. But yet overall, Jose will still come out and publicly shame players to try and improve their mentality. And I'm not sure that that method really works in modern day football. It might have done in the past, in the sort of 2005 to 2012 period, where you could publicly get the best out of players. But nowadays, I don't see any other coaches that are at the truly elite level doing that. So there are certainly areas Jose can improve on the pitch and off the pitch, but one area he 100% needs help with, and is not his fault and it wasn't Poch's fault, is the lack of investment coming from upstairs.
It all stems now again from the owners, from Joe Lewis and Daniel Levy, like their priorities. Like, why would they want to give 15 million to Jose Mourinho in a contract and let him spend money when they didn't want Poch to? I mean, I just can't get my head around that, and I think that's most Spurs fans at the moment.
But are they actually going to be able to invest? It certainly doesn't feel like they're going to go out and put £200 million on the table, buy a new defender, or a couple of new defenders and a defensive midfielder, in my opinion. And this is kind of furthered by the fact that The Athletic today say that Spurs have made £200 million worth of losses in revenue since the start of the coronavirus crisis. That's before you even take into account not making the Champions League, which I believe is sort of 40 to 50 million pounds a season. So rather than these experienced, world-beating players that Mourinho's used to, the targets seem a little bit different, you know. Max Aarons is perennially linked with the club. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, who seems increasingly likely to join the club, having been stripped of the Southampton captaincy by Ralph Hasenhüttl, feel like they fall a level below that description. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see whether Jose Mourinho can improve these players, can coach these players to become that next level. Because for me, and I'm sure for a lot of neutrals, I'd be very surprised to see Tottenham Hotspur going out and buying ready-made superstars that can push them into the Champions League. But I want to hear from you guys at home. What do you think the problem is with Tottenham Hotspur? Is it Jose Mourinho? Is it Daniel Levy? Is it the owners? Is it the board? Is it the players? Let me know all of your thoughts on Tottenham Hotspur in the comments below. Alright, that's it for today's episode of We Need to Talk. Head over to Eurofootball Daily right now and watch Continental Club. Doogie, Critchley and the boys are talking about Barcelona and the whole Setien mess. What on earth has gone on there? Thanks very much for watching. See you later. Oh, that's been coming for 5 minutes.